and welcome to this special episode of Here and There. I'm your host, Whitney Long. On this program, we'll be sharing some resources you and your family can use to keep yourselves entertained and engaged this summer. Join us now for Here and There Summer Special.
You've arrived at your destination.
Welcome to Here and There. Thank you so much for joining us today, Penny. We're excited about having you and hearing about the upcoming events at UCA. I know everybody is so ready to just get back to some type of normalcy, and we're really excited to hear that UCA is going to be opening in August and the events that you guys have going on this summer. So thank you so much, and let us hear about it.
Thank you, Whitney. I am so excited to be joining you today. We have a lot of stuff going on online, as you can imagine. Outreach offers an online summer reading program. It's for ages from 4 years old to adults. It's a great program that offers some face-to-face videos that helps people really understand the reading process and create that love of learning. They can find out more about this by going to uca.edu/outreach/reading. The other exciting thing we have coming up is the College of Education is now going to start opening some free virtual professional development programs. And those are going to start on June the 24th. So we're pretty excited about that as well. And uca.edu/education/COE-PD. I'm sure we'll have those graphics for you later, but that's what you need to go to register for those classes. The University of Central Arkansas Outreach and Community Engagement offers a lot of online classes. We have a program called Ed2Go. We've always done this. It was prior to the COVID virus or the pandemic that we started offering these classes. And truly, you can find just about anything you want. There are literally hundreds of programs. Some of our more popular ones are the test ones like ACT, GRE, GMAT, LSAT, those kinds of things. But also, we offer through Ed2Go classes in SQL, in graphic design, accounting, QuickBooks, Spanish, even law enforcement, and many, many more. So folks can go to our UCA outreach page for that. And finally, of course, all of our summer classes are online, and our summer enrollment has increased, and we're excited about that. But it's not too late for people to register for our second summer session. And to get free access to the application, our code is SUMMER, SUMMER. But the thing we're most excited about, of course, is that we'll be offering face-to-face instruction starting August the 20th. We miss our students. Campus just is not the same without them. It's just so quiet without our students, and we're looking forward to seeing their faces and hearing their laughs and having them back on campus once again starting August the 20th.
That's so exciting. I know that everybody is ready for that, and I can't imagine just the freshmen and the seniors, ready to either get that final year started or that first year started. So we're so excited that they're going to be able to return to campus. Do you guys have any idea how that will look for the students and the professors?
Well, it'll be a little different, of course. All the professors will be required to wear masks, and our students will certainly be encouraged to wear masks. There will be social distancing at what I consider the hubs of campus, like the Student Center as well as the library and other places like that. And then the other thing that might happen for students is they might have a hybrid class. So they might take some of their instruction online, but their labs, for example, would be in person and face-to-face. And there, of course, would be a smaller number of people in those labs.
Great. Well, that's just so exciting. I know everybody's ready for it. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're excited about the reading programs and everything else that you guys offer our community. And thank you again.
Thank you, Whitney. It's good to see you.
You too.
We here at Brooks Fine Jewelry are celebrating 43 years in the business, 25 years here in Conway. We were primarily in this business as a manufacturer. Allow us to fix your product and remove the middleman. We'd be more than happy to wait on you and service you here at Brooks Fine Jewelry. If they've told you it can't be done, please bring it to us and allow us to give our opinion on it. I love talking to my customers, and I'm always available for those that need me.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Come see us at Brooks Fine Jewelry.
Nothing says summer quite like a cookout. Conway Corp's very own award-winning barbecue cook, Brian Robinson, has a YouTube channel where he shares his expertise. He is letting us share one of his segments from his channel where he shows us how to cook a ribeye on a pellet grill.
I'm Brian Robinson. We've got Kelsey behind the camera. Tonight, we are doing up some awesome looking ribeyes on our Green Mountain Grill Davy Crockett pellet grill. These things have some awesome marbling in them. These are from the butcher shop in Pensacola, Florida. Let's get these things seasoned up. We're going to season these things up with some Fiesta brand fajita seasoning. Just gives that good salt, pepper, garlic. And then we're going to come in with some Luton Booty Watch Your Beef rub. Really good beef rub. You ought to try that out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some cooking spray. This is just going to kind of be like a binder. This just happens to be what I seen in the shelf, and this is canola oil. Don't take much. So now we're going to take this fajita seasoning. We're just going to give a good medium light coat on these. Come back on this other one. Looks good. And then the Watch Your Beef. This is a little bit more of a coarse rub. I think that looks good. You can use any rubs that you want with these. A lot of different things will make these ribeyes really good. So that looks good on this side. We're gonna let them set for about 10 minutes and then we're gonna flip them over, season the other side. And by that time, our Green Mountain Grill should be up to temperature. We've got it set for 450 degrees. All right, these things have sweated down. As you can see, that seasoning's kind of soaked into them, pulled some of that moisture out. But what we did is about an hour and a half ago, we set these out of the refrigerator, just set them on the kitchen counter, and they set in there until we brought them out. That way they're kind of coming up to room temperature and it's not just really cold whenever you put it on. All right, this grill is up to temperature. I do have a set of grill grates in here, and these things are running 600, right at 600 degrees, exactly where we want them. Those Barbecuers Delight pellets putting off a awesome heat in this thing, so let's get these on. So what we're going to do is come in, we're going to start one over here, we're going to kind of lay it at an angle, give it a little press. We're going to take this one, lay it right here. We are going to set a timer for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then we're going to check them and give them a little rotate. It's been right at 1.5 minutes. We're going to give these rotate. Normally the grooves of my grates are running this way, but in this grill really don't work out that way, so I'm just going to kind of pick it up. We're going to rotate her this way. And I do get asked how we set up to grill higher heat for steaks and hamburgers, because a lot of people think you can't do it on a pellet grill. But this Green Mountain has 2 heat diverters. They are both in there, but they kind of line up where the holes either open up all the way down, and that's more for high heat, or you can cover them up and that's more for your low and slow. So we got it opened up where that heat's coming right up through here. So we're going to set our timer for about 1 minute and 15 seconds now, since I've talked for about 15 seconds. We'll come back to you whenever it's time to flip these. Our timer went off, so it's time to flip these. Get them scooped out of here. Looks good, smells good. This pellet grill's doing its thing. So we'll let it roll for another minute and a half, and we'll start checking some temperature after that. All right, our last minute and 30 seconds is up. So we are gonna rotate these one more time, and then we're not really worried about a time. We're just looking for our temperature. What you think, Kelsey? We're looking for about 128, kind of that good medium rare on these.
Yeah.
That's what I want. So now we're just gonna start watching temperatures. We don't care about time. It could take 10 minutes, but it won't. It could take a minute. So we're just gonna watch them, keep a close eye on them. You don't want them to go over, go hang out. These things are done. We have hit 130 degrees, a little more than we would like, but check them babies out. So all we're gonna do now is just set them on the cutting board, let them hang out for about 10 minutes, just kind of let it rest, quit cooking, let everything kind of calm down. And then my favorite part, I might get to try a bite. All right, I think this one right here is calling my name right here on top. Got some good juice going on here. We're just gonna kind of cut this thing right down the middle. Hopefully we didn't cut in too much fat. It is getting dark out here. I don't know how well the camera picks up. We got some pink in there. So I'm gonna take me a cut just right off this edge here. I'm gonna take advantage of some of this juice on the board. Just melts in your mouth. All that marbling just makes the meat so tender, keeps it juicy. I think we got us a winner right here. We want to thank y'all for taking a little time out of y'all's day to watch this video. We hope y'all take something from this. I know a lot of people have pellet grills, have some confidence to crank that heat up, cook some steaks. Hey, we'll catch you next time.
I have the greatest job in the world. Very few people get the opportunity to be a part of your special moments. The favorite thing about what I do is the expression on that customer's face. We've made a lot of fantastic items over the years. I love what I do, and I believe this is about as close as you're ever going to get to immortality. Every piece that walks out of this store is from the heart, from the soul.
Nobody's better than my papa. Come see it.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
The Arkansas High School Coaches Association recently announced the winners of its Outstanding Coaches Award. Two of Conway's own were recognized, Coach Salty Longing and Coach Craig Connor. Levi Gilbert spoke with the two recently about the awards and what coaching in Conway means to them.
Coaches, thanks for joining us here today. I guess we should start off by addressing the socially distanced elephant in the room. We are, of course, conducting this interview social distancing. It's been a strange couple of months for us, but just wanted to check in and see how you guys have been handling these weird times.
A lot of 4th and 7th grade math at my house. A lot of downtime, but we're making it. We're making it.
Yeah, same at ours. I've become a full-time educator at home, as well as, doing the classroom online. So it's interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, both of you got to experience some really incredible runs by your teams back in the spring. Of course, you with the boys basketball team, and Coach Connor with your boys swim team, both winning state championships. We've had a few months of distance from that. Anything, now that you've had some time to decompress, anything stand out from those runs that you maybe didn't notice when you're in the thick of it?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we've had more time to reflect than what we've probably needed to, but I mean, I don't know. It's all about getting hot at the right time of the year. I mean, I'm not so sure we were the best team in the state throughout the course of the year or even then, but all you can do is go game to game in the state tournament, win one, move to the next. And, we asked our kids, win the game that's in front of you, and they did it. They won all three. Obviously didn't get to play the championship game, but you know, it's just a great run by a great group of kids. It's not the most talented group we've had, but I thought just from a chemistry standpoint, maybe the best put together team that we've had, and made a great run at the right time.
Yeah, for us, we were just thankful to get ours in. You know, we won the championship, I think, on the 28th of February, and, you know, 2 weeks later we're out of school, and it was just so thankful, you know, because in a sport like swimming, there's no, you know, if you don't have that meet, there's no champion. And so for our kids who've worked so hard, especially our seniors, the last 4 years have just been building to this. We had, you know, we were third place 4 years ago, and then we had 2 years where we were runner-up, and, you know, just looking at it all on paper, we knew that this could really be our year. We were rising. You know, even after losing some key people last year, we just had so much talent that we knew we had the chance, and then the rest of the state had kind of taken a step back, and so we knew that this was our year to go all the way, and just super proud of them for what they accomplished. And what I say all the time in a sport like swimming, the guy that gets 15th in the 50 free and scores 2 points is just as important as Ty Wingfield, who's an All-American and gets, you know, wins first place in his events, because, you know, it all adds up, and a lot of times it comes down to just a few points, you know, to win in the championship. And so just keeping our guys having that mindset that never think that just because you may only be getting 1 or 2 points that you're not important. And our guys really bought into that, and I think that's the reason we had the success we did.
Championship seasons are always special, but I think one of the things that makes this extra special for both of you winning in the same year is just the relationship and friendship that you two have. And I assumed, now Craig, I know you went to Conway public schools. I assumed maybe this started in high school, but you sent me a photo last night. It went a little further back than that.
Yeah, this was Bob Courtway Middle School, 8th grade. Yeah, back in, 97, I guess, when I was, 13. So, yeah, it goes back a long ways.
So just talk a little bit about, you know, those first experiences together and I guess a coach and player relationship.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was, if you look at the picture, I was a tiny little guy, and have always been, you know, my whole life. And so, you know, I always kind of said I was a little bit of talent, a whole lot of heart. You know, it was kind of my, you know, athletic ability. I had to work harder than everybody else, you know, to accomplish anything. And I think what really stood out for me with Coach Longing was, you know, I had him in for civics in 8th grade, and then played basketball for him. And he was the first male teacher that I had in the classroom, and like, it was just a total dynamic shift for me to like actually see a male, you know, in that environment. And I mean, everybody just loved going to his class. You know, we learned a little civics, and we talked a lot of sports. I mean, you know, it was fun, and we just from the very beginning, you know, even in that relationship, just always had a great relationship. And you know, getting to play basketball for him was you know, one of the joys of my life. And you know, I you know, was kind of the scout team point guard, but it was more of almost, you know, he'd come to me and ask me things, you know, what do you think about the team? And, you know, it was kind of that kind of relationship. And I just, when I look back, you know, people, you know, you look back on your life and that age group period from 13 to 18, you know, you look at the people in your life that impacted you. And I mean, there's nobody that impacted me more than this guy right here. I mean, just why I'm here doing what I'm doing today is largely because of him, you know, and what I saw him do in the classroom and on the court. And yeah, just, I mean, I could talk all day about it. It's just, he's an incredible person.
Coach Longing, what are your some?
Well, I'll go back. I'll go back further. Craig was playing Little League baseball when I was umpiring. So now I don't know if he and I officially met, but that's how I met his father, Bo, who today is my accountant and has been my accountant for years. Craig played on a good little league baseball team when he was 11, 12 years old, and that was the league that I umpired in. So I've been around Craig for even longer than the Bob Courtway experience. But Craig as an athlete, to me, always overachieved. He was small, but he was extremely intelligent. By the way, he was one of the smarter, maybe possibly the smartest student that I've ever taught.
And now, you know, what started as mentorship. I got to imagine it's transitioning a little bit now that you're more peers now. Have there been some things that you've learned from Coach Connor?
Well, the thing is, and we're coaching at about the same time. You know, there's a lot of overlap with his season and with my season, so a lot of it is just general conversation. He may peek his head in at practice every once in a while. He'll come into the old gym when we're over there where Coach's office is, and we'll talk for a little bit. It's sort of different just because we're older, I guess, but I think the banter between us is always lighthearted, and it's always some type of smart aleck jab being thrown one way or the other, whether it's a Cardinals, Reds jab or something else. And so I just think it's just more of an adult conversation, a mutual respect, but I think it's the same type of relationship we had when it was a coach-athlete relationship earlier.
Yeah, and I said that. I think I told my dad, you know, back when I was 13 or 14, I said, I really think if I was 10 years older, that Coach Long and I would be best friends. Like, it was just because it really was like that. It wasn't really your typical teacher, student, coach, player. It was definitely always more than that. But yeah, it's you know, I can always guarantee if we're over in the old gym and they're playing in there, that if I go in and, you know, we have a little conversation, it's always going to lift my spirits and, you know, help me to, you know, kind of gain just perspective of, and just seeing the way he interacts with his players. And, you know, I mean, I remember being a player for him. I mean, everybody on the team would go to war for him, and it's no different today. It's the same thing. And, you know, what they accomplished this year is truly just a testament to his leadership, no doubt.
So on top of everything, the championships, this year, both of you also were named Coach of the Year in your respective sports by the Arkansas High School Coaches Association, and Coach Longing, you were awarded the overall award as well. Just wanted to get your thoughts on what those accomplishments mean to both of you.
Well, you know, Coach of the Year award really is, to me, it's the ultimate team award. Your best coaches, you know, in the world can put in, you know, basketball-wise, can install the best offense, install the best defense, and whatever. But, you know, if kids don't make shots, if they don't get rebounds, if they don't get stops or whatever, you don't win the game. And, you know, coaching awards are team-driven and they're player-driven. There hasn't been many coaches win Coaches of the Year with below-average talent. And, you know, and more than likely you're going to win some type of championship or come close. And, you know, it's an honor, and it's humbling. It really is to be recognized. I think both of ours were peer-driven. That was voted on by other coaches, which I think does make it, you know, a little more special. And the Lowell Manning Award, I'll mention real quick. You know, I really didn't know what the award was. And, you know, they asked me to go on the AAA website, look at it, you know, look at your past winners and so forth. And so I was just kind of scrolling through the list, and I noticed that, you know, the only other coach to win it was James Bates. And which, you know, for me, made it really special. You know, I've assisted James for over 20 years at the junior high and at the high school level. And, you know, kind of what Craig and I are sharing is, you know, with mutual respect, there's just not a better person in the world, and somebody who taught me more than just the X's and the O's of coaching basketball, but how to run a program and running a program with integrity and respect and respecting the 6 letters across your chest and things like that. And so, you know, that made that more special, I guess, in a way. But at the end of the day, coaching awards come from having talented kids who perform at the right time of the year. And so humbling, yes, but a lot of the credit goes to those 25 kids I coached this year.
Yeah, and I think when you look at an award like the Coaches Association, it does mean a lot when you know that people you interact with throughout the state, you know, and during the season, you know, consciously chose you. You know, it just makes you realize that you're doing things the right way. And, you know, I laughed when, you know, those awards came out. You know, it's like, you know, if I got to lose, you know, the overall coach award to anybody, it's going to be, you know, Coach Longing, absolutely. And, you know, I kind of said that about the state championship. It was like, you know, it's going to be pretty cool to be the only, you know, boys team to win a state championship, and then they go on their run, and I'm like, hey, I'll be glad to share it with Coach Longing. But yeah, it's truly humbling, but kind of echoing what he said, it's especially in a sport like swimming, my job as a swim coach is more of a I'm more of a statistician. I mean, really, it's looking at numbers and putting people in the right positions and figuring out where they're going to help us. And I've just got an incredible group of assistants that help me. The club teams that train the athletes, and every time I get asked about this kind of thing, like, I have to mention those guys. What Coach Mannion did, and Coach Brunell from the Conway Crocs, and Coach Hall over at the Aqua Kids. Without those guys, this doesn't happen, because they're the ones that know swimming. They know the ins and outs of it. I was never a swimmer. Kind of fell into this job. That's another long story, but it's been a sport that I've fallen in love with, because I'm good at my role in that. But my piece is only just a little part of it. And yeah, like you said, with the athletes, we've got, I know we got 2 or 3 kids that are going to be, individual All-Americans, and then you've got a couple relay teams that are going to be All-Americans, and it's hard to lose and hard to, when you've got that many All-Americans on one team. And it's just a testament to the talent that we have at Conway, and just our administration, the resources they give us, and just the support. We're blessed to coach here, no doubt.
Well, congrats again to both of you on great seasons and the Coach of the Year awards, and really appreciate you making some time with us today.
If you're planning to explore the great outdoors this summer, you might want to consider some places that aren't as heavily trafficked. Ryan Tucker has some suggestions of parks and attractions nearby that you can visit to truly get away for a day.
If you're looking to get away for a day this summer and still maintain safe social distancing practices, it can admittedly be a little difficult. The numbers of tourists that are coming into the state this summer and over the spring haven't really shown any signs of slowing down from where they've always been. And at the time of this recording, COVID-19 cases are still increasing in the state. So with that in mind, we've come up with a list of 3 places that we feel are safe bets for you and your family to get away for a day. 2 of them you don't even have to leave your home to experience, and 1 you don't even have to leave your car.
The first location on our list is probably right in your pocket. You can get a daily update on your Facebook feed from the Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge. The folks at this animal rescue in Eureka Springs do a daily live stream showcasing the exotic animals in their care. If you're a high-tech individual with a virtual reality rig, or if you still got your smartphone handy, you can take a virtual tour of Crystal Bridges. This art museum in Northwest Arkansas has different exhibits you can explore virtually. Check out their website for links to the different exhibits. Number 3 on our list is a road trip to Marshall, Arkansas to the Kenda Drive-In. This blast from the past and one of the few drive-in theaters still in operation in the United States. You can order snacks and tickets for your night out in your car and in front of the big screen on their website.
We hope you have a safe, fun time getting away for a day this summer.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're hoping to resume our regular program in the fall. If you have events coming up that you would like to share, or if you would like more information on anything we've discussed on today's program, visit the website on your screen. I'm Whitney Long, and from all of us at Conway Corp, have a wonderful summer.